So, good afternoon, everyone. I have here with me Manan Charaya. He's from Chandigarh. So, you must have seen him in a lot of live PIs that we've already conducted. And so, he is here to share his interview experiences for IMT and IIM Rohtak. So, before we move on, this entire event or the video that we are bringing to you has been coordinated by Unacademy. And so you all know the benefits of Plus, it's there. We also have the iconic apart from the Plus program. So the additional thing that we do here is you have a personal coach, somebody like me or somebody maybe even better than me will be there to assist you throughout your MBA journey. They'll take in your queries. You can talk to them on WhatsApp, Telegram, maybe meet up with them if you're in the same city. So that really helps. And to avail these programs and to get a 10% off on them, you can use my code SBUS to get a 10% off either on the annual subscription to the programs or the biannual subscription to the programs. Moreover, with our endeavors and your efforts, I hope to see a lot of my students here in the achievers list. And we have a couple of new batches starting for CAT 2021. So you can enroll in them using my code SBUS. So with that, let's move on to our meeting for today. So welcome, warm welcome, Manan. It's good to interview you, and then it's good to know your interview experiences. So,
Yes,
Manan,
ma'am.
could you please tell me about your profile, a general idea of your profile, how it looks like, academics and work ex included, if any?
In my 10th, I've got 10 CGPA. In 12th, it is 65%. And in graduations, as I'm in fifth semester, so expected is 72.3% marks
So, you're graduating as a what?
as BA Economic Honors.
Okay, you're studying where? So, can you take me through
Uh,
like what
Punjab
is your,
University.
okay, you are with
Yes.
Punjab
So,
University. Okay.
yeah. So, actually, I'm currently residing in Haryana. So, that Panchkula, I've recently shifted to Panchkula, but earlier I was in Chandigarh.
Hmm.
And I'm also currently graduating from there. Like I'm from Punjab University. So that is a question which was asked in the interview. So I'm just briefing that it would be asked
Yeah,
in
yeah,
future.
please do. Hmm.
So talking about other things, the graph is like a U-shaped recovery is happening and all. I have done a couple of internships like with Terry, the seventh largest think tank of the world, and then with EcoVenture. Also, I have my own guitar academy. So, talking about extracurriculars, I have been involved in a lot of quizzes and things like that. I've organized functions and all. So, that is all about me.
So you organized all these things at Punjab University.
Yes, yes, at Punjab University. Also, I'm content writer of an NGO. So, that is like a similar thing.
So that's an NGO based out of Chandigarh or it's a national NGO?
Yes,
How?
NGO in Chandigarh. NGO
Okay,
in Chandigarh.
okay. And your family background is?
So my father is a government officer. He is currently associated with Haryana, and he is the private secretary to the head there. Talking about my mother is a housewife. So that is all about
Any siblings?
family.
You're alone?
Yeah. So my sister is from FMS Delhi, Faculty of Management Studies Delhi. So she has graduated from there, and currently she is employed with E&Y and shifting to Deloitte in a few months or so.
All right. So, Manan, would you mind taking me through your SOP? What exactly did you write? How did you structure it?
So in SOP, I started off with like what I have been since my childhood. Like I was a curious child since my childhood. So I started with a quote that curiosity is the wick in the candle of learning, and I started like I have been a curious child since childhood. I
Hmm.
have been involved in various things. My interest towards economics goes to my mother, who involved me in managing of household funds and all. Then I started off like what my life is going on right now, what I'm doing in graduation, how extracurriculars have shaped me out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I told about how I had my own startup experience and a venture experience where which I was able to experience from all of its arena, management from all arenas, and got to know about my weaknesses.
Hmm.
So that and told that I need to overcome those weaknesses, though I have tried via internships and on the job training itself,
Hmm.
but I have been not being able to do so. So I'm looking forward to pursue a management degree. So that was basically my statement of purpose was a bit like this.
That was for IMT, right?
Yeah, so IMT was IMT and IMI. The structure for both of them was quite on a similar basis.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Like
did
so,
you write anything specifically about the colleges, why you want to associate with them?
yeah. So in IMT, I told about like IMT gives a major focus on experiential learning and that. So I told that since you have seen my profile and all, I myself believe in experiential learning and I have tried to do so. And I'm looking forward. Like my goals and the goals of the institution align on the same path. So that's why I'm looking forward to IMT.
Mm-hmm.
So that I have written in IMT talking about IIM Rohtak. I wrote down like what their like you told me about the Kathor thing, and I even wrote that out. So
Okay.
in one of the past interviews, you told me about the Kathor thing. I believe so.
Yes, yes,
You were
yes.
the person. So I even wrote that in the SOP thing. So that quite helped me out.
Okay, okay, good to hear that. All right, so we'll first start with your IMT experience. All right, so could you tell me how long did the interview last? What was the duration for the IMT interview?
So duration for the interview was around 15 to 20 minutes.
Hmm.
So the interview was quite a good one. Like the interview started, like there were two panelists. Both of them were female. So the first of the panelists, I said, just give me a second, Manan. And I said, okay, yes, ma'am, am I audible and visible? So
Mhm.
said yes, Manan. How are you feeling? Manan, "Well, quite great, ma'am. How are you feeling?" So she said me that I am fine. You feeling the heat? You are you feeling the heat? And I said, yes, a bit, ma'am. So she said, you should feel a bit of heat, but you asked me how am I? So that is on the low side for the heat. So she got to know that I'm quite confident for the thing. So even I smiled a bit after listening to that. So
Okay.
she asked me then, okay, Manan, so you play guitar? And
Hmm.
I said, yes, ma'am, indeed I do. So she said, like, do you also sing? And I told that, ma'am, professionally, I'm a guitarist, but I do sing at times. So she said, okay. Uh, and asked me how will guitar help you in management. So this was one of the mock PI questions was asked me regarding this in a few. So I just
I
framed
think
this
Rishi
question. I
asked you this, right? About the
yes, yes,
guitar
yes.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So that question was totally framed in my mind. I have prepared for it at its best. So
Okay.
when they asked me this question, I was like, that's the answer for your query. And they seemed quite happy and satisfied for the same.
Okay.
Next, they asked me, so Manan, do you read any news and stuff like that? So I thought of playing safe and said that yes, I do read news, but I might have missed a few things in the
Mm-hmm.
news itself because obviously everyone doesn't know whole of the news. So she asked me, which kind of news do you read? So I told that economics is one of the sections which has fascinated me since childhood. And you have seen my profile, it is totally revolving around economics. So that's why I'm quite interested in economics news. So she asked me in economics what kind of news. I told that what new happenings are there, and how startups are working out, and even told about the Reliance zero carbon fuel thing.
Mm-hmm.
So probably the panelists didn't know about the thing that zero carbon fuel thing is happening right now, and so much good thing is happening both on environment and economical front. So she was quite impressed with that, and to be truthful, I told that because I didn't wanted more current affairs question. I'm not quite good with that. So she didn't even ask me after that because she thought that he knows everything about it. Hopefully she is not seeing this video right now.
You spoke, I think, about the same example when I had asked you about current affairs previous to your IIM Rohtak interview. If I remember correctly, I was
Yes,
the one
yes, yes,
asking you, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. So
So that
actually, I got this idea earlier itself. Like I thought about it that I am gonna speak a news which less people would know, and that would help me gain some brownie points, and people wouldn't thought of asking me current affairs again.
yeah, I think that
So
that also happened. So we were discussing this in our previous meeting, the 15 minutes that we get, and I told you that this has been happening, and maybe you can pick up something. So good to know that. And
yes,
then,
ma'am.
what did they talk to you about? So they talked about guitar, then they talked about current affairs, and then
Economics they talked about, and then they asked me give me name of three economists with their theory.
okay.
So I started off so that this thing I actually in one of the mock PIs I believe. So this a similar query was asked to me, and I said okay. So I named all the foreign economists.
Mm-hmm.
So the next question was, don't you think that Indian economists are that good? Now name
Yeah.
five Indian economists.
Hmm.
And to be truthful, remembering the name of Indian economist, which is probably some are from the south, and their theories are also quite of a bit different. So you quite miss on the pronunciation thing. So I played safe there, and I said the name. First of all, I started with Amrita Sen, which is one of the Indian economists. So I told about her theory and said that she has given his points to the Nurse theory himself. For the next economist, I answered about Mr. Raghuram Rajan and told that how he has pointed out the flaws in the recent budget thing. So, so the
You said
panelists were
he
quite
for
happy.
Amartya Sen, right? Not she.
No, no, actually, yeah, I said he. Yeah, I said
Yeah.
he. Actually, I am.
Don't, don't do that. Okay. And
And then I talked about Raghuram Rajan and told that he pointed out flaws for the recent budget. And then I for a second I took a pause and I thought again that who can I name now? Like two Indian economists are done. So I thought that I told that as I was talking about Nurse, so let us just talk about Nurse and disguised unemployment theory. And I told about that, and economists were, and the panelists were like, he might not be knowing another economist, so let him grill him up and then ask him another one. So so she said me, give me one other name. And I said, okay, ma'am, just give me a second. And I remembered and I told the name of Keynes. So Keynes is also one of the great
Keynes
economists.
is not from India, right? So, okay, they
No,
started grilling you
actually,
on the ones that you knew,
yeah. So
right?
no, actually, they asked me about the economist. They didn't told that Indian or
Indian, yeah,
foreigner. They
वैसा.
didn't.
So you talked
So
about Nietzsche, you talk about Keynes, and
Raghuram Rajan and Amrita Sen.
so not the three. Okay, any three economists, right, right, right. Makes sense. Okay.
Yes.
Hmm.
So this actually two Indian and two foreigners makes sense that I'm quite respectful towards my own country and even respect the works of the other countries.
That you're assuming they
So
told you.
no, actually, I assume that actually one of the interview panelists asked me because I gave the phone names of the foreign authors. So that quite of showed that I'm quite not reluctant towards my own country.
Okay, okay.
And I don't know the works of my own country. So that was the thing. And after this, they said, okay, Manan, that was quite a nice experience. You can log out now. And I logged out for the same thing.
Okay, so 10-15 minutes of grilling on economics, your hobby, and current affairs. That seems like it, right?
Yes,
Okay.
but it was one of the best experience. Like I think that the rejecting on the basis of such a good interview would be like not possible.
Okay. And what were you wearing on the day of the interview?
I was wearing formals, like I was wearing a coat and a pant. So
No, I
that
mean
was
the
the thing.
colors.
I
Obviously,
was
everybody
wearing
will be
blue
wearing a
formals.
blazer and a trouser.
Yeah, so I was wearing blazer. It was in blue color, uh, dark blue, like dark blue because of camera. It might have shown them black also, but I was wearing dark blue. That was also one of the things which I thought that they might be seeing the people wearing black again and again. So black might be a thing which blue might be a thing which might have fascinated them. So I
Okay.
even thought of that.
And shirt
Earlier,
was somewhere pale colored, white.
yes, the shirt was white and the tie was black itself.
Tie was black. Okay, fine, fine.
Black with a few dots in it. Yeah.
A pattern tie.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
correct.
a very less pattern, I would say.
So you were clean shaved or this trimmed only, trimmed look?
Yeah, so actually I was trimmed, but I played safe there. Like I trimmed myself before the interview started, so that seemed like a clean shaven only because of the camera quality and things like that. It
Okay.
seemed like clean shaven only, but I was actually trimmed up, so that was the thing.
Okay. Fair enough. And so were there times when you had to say that, I don't know the answer of this thing and, you have to move ahead?
To an IMT interview, I knew everything, and I didn't even need to say that once.
Okay, fair
So
enough. Fair enough. So the
yeah,
females seem
but
to
you
be,
will,
yeah, sorry. Please go ahead.
but in IIM Rohtak, this thing happened. Like I had to say that I don't know because they were quite.
They grilled you left, right, and center, did they? Okay. So
Yes,
when was your IIM Rohtak shift and who were the panelists? Sorry, I
IIM
mean,
Rohtak. It
how
was
many
on.
panelists and what was the duration?
So the duration was quite similar. It was around 15 to 20 minutes. Like the duration probably is similar for every interview, I believe so.
Okay.
Which is happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
In the interview experience of IIM Rohtak, like there were two panelists. One was male and one was female. But at the start, there was just the female panelist sitting, and male probably had went for a water or something like that. So when the interview started, the female panelist asked me, said, "Good morning, Manan," and I said, "Good morning, ma'am. Am I audible and visible?" So she said me that yes, you are. I said, "Okay, ma'am." And then she asked me to show my CAT scorecard, and I showed that up. So that thing occurred, and she said, "Okay, that's fine. And now you know that we have an extempore round. So give me an extempore on smart cities." Now, to be truthful, I didn't know about the smart city mission earlier because I was quite stressed out. IIM Rohtak is quite a big thing. Like IIM interview, everyone is stressed out quite a bit. So even though I have read about it, but in the stress, I forgot that when was it launched and things like that. So I started off with like that internet has become one of the major necessities these days, and as one of the quote goes, that data is the new oil.
I'll just stop you here. So I have a question regarding how much time was given for you to think.
It was around 30 seconds or so.
Okay, okay. So 30
Yeah.
seconds spent in nervousness, thinking about what the hell am I doing here?
No, actually, the 30 seconds I did jotted down a few points. Like I thought that smart cities, what can be a thing. Like one of the first impressions what you can give to the panelists are that you are stressed out, and you could say that, "Ma'am, I don't know about smart cities," and thing like that. That is totally a negative impression you would go. Why not give it a try and try to break it down and let's start it up. So I tried that and said that as smart cities, the name suggests that it is quite related with data and internet usage. And as one of the quote goes, that data is the new oil. So that is data related things. And talked about Sweden, where net has become a basic amenity these days. And then I pointed out towards the things happening in Delhi. That free Wi-Fi thing has started, but the data speed and things like that are still occurring in India. Fiber usage, and talked about that. And then I remembered itself that the scheme was launched by Mr. Narendra Modi and the thing like that. And then I started, yeah. So the scheme was Smart City Mission was launched by Mr. Narendra Modi, and it was launched. I even now I don't remember the date itself, but at that time I remembered the date itself, and I said that it is released on this date, and talked about like India is on a developing path and it will develop soon. So this one probably I would say it was a moderate thing. They were satisfied with it, but to be truthful, I myself wasn't satisfied for the same thing.
So so is Chandigarh a part of smart cities? Did they ask you anything about that?
No, actually they didn't ask me anything related to that. They then the next question they asked me was like, so Manan, you are BA Economic Honors. Tell me name of three Indian economists. And as IMT interview was
Oh
in
God,
10th and
you were well
it was
prepared
in
then.
12th, so I knew. So
Okay.
I was totally well prepared for the names. So I asked them, "Do you want just the names, or shall I tell theories about which theories they gave?" So
So
they said,
Manan,
"No,
I
the
have
names
a
are just
question here.
enough."
So
So
they were like three Indian economists or three economists, anything could do.
they said three Indian economists.
Okay,
There
okay.
were Indian specific was there. So I said the name of three Indian economists was Raghuram Rajan Amrita Sen, which I used earlier, and then Manmohan Singh I used
Very
his
good.
name and
Right.
told about it, and they were quite satisfied with it. And then they asked me, "Okay, Manan, so you belong from Chandigarh, Haryana?" Now I said no. Actually, I was quite assertive. I showed that I am quite assertive with the things.
Manan, I think I
I'm
lost
from
you.
Punjab and
Yeah.
Haryana,
Manan,
whereas I currently listen.
can you just rewind that because I lost your voice in between.
Okay, so where did you lost it? Like when I said
When
so you
they said
belong
that
thing.
you're from Chandigarh, Haryana, and you were vociferously, I guess, opposing it because you know better, right?
Yes, so I said that no, sir. Actually, Chandigarh is a union territory of Punjab and Haryana, whereas I currently reside in Panchkula, which is in Haryana. So the mail said, "Okay, that's what we wanted to clarify. Name one entrepreneur from Haryana itself. Now name one entrepreneur from Haryana." Because in SOP I had written Chandigarh. I had prepared for Chandigarh because Chandigarh is something which I know. I have been residing there. Whereas in Panchkula, it has been just maybe a month or so which I have shifted here. But in the residence, you obviously have to give the name of the place where you are residing right now. So they said, okay, name an entrepreneur from Haryana. Now I was quite thinking about it. And I was, first of all, I took a minute, second or so to break to think about it. And then I said, I know that there is one wrestler who is an entrepreneur from Haryana, but I am quite unable to remember a name. Just give me a second. And then I said, yes, the name was Great Khali. So he has opened his own academy and is selling his own goods. And this I knew via video which I watched. Like I was just surfing to Instagram itself, and I saw this video. Like Great Khali has opened his academy and thing like that. And I thought that yes, he's from Haryana and he is an entrepreneur. He has
Yeah,
opened
yeah,
his
right,
academy
right,
and
right.
thing like that.
So were they
So they
smiling?
said okay. Yeah, so they smiled a bit and they said you could also have said Baba Ramdev. And
Right.
I said
I think he
indeed,
operates
sir.
from
And
Panchkula itself. उनका सारा सेटअप वहीं पे है. वो जो laboratories वगैरह वो तो उत्तराखंड में, but बाकी setup I guess is in Panchkula, right? If I'm not wrong.
I don't know. Actually,
Okay.
I shifted just a month or so back, and I am currently learning about Panchkula itself. Like, obviously, in the next interview, next CAP interview, I could have been asked questions like that. So I'm preparing for Panchkula itself right now. So he said, so I said, indeed, sir, and I smiled itself.
And
So he said, what
who's
are
from
brown?
Chandigarh? So you said you prepared for Chandigarh. So if you have to name somebody from Chandigarh as an entrepreneur, so who's that?
So actually, from Chandigarh, I would name Virender Sehwag. So he is a cricket player, and he has started his own academy for the same thing.
Okay.
Like I knew about it because actually the thing is sometimes they ask you some sports person. So I thought that why not remember just one name for both entrepreneur and sports person, so that the next question couldn't be a sports
Right.
person thing.
Smart move. Very good. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So they said what? So they said what are brown goods, and I didn't know about it. To be truthful,
This question has been asked again. I don't know if you saw the previous interview experience of some people, brown goods and white goods.
yes, brown. Actually, I didn't saw it. Probably my mistake. I would say that.
Okay.
So they said, and then the next question are what are white goods? And I said, though I don't know about this, but I would like to take a guess. Probably white goods are electronic items like phones. Now, this thing I don't know whether it went right or wrong because the person pointed out that obviously they are electronic items, but white goods are items like washing machines and ACs. But the thing which you told that mobile phones and all, they come into the category of brown goods.
Brown goods. So actually the difference is brown goods are possibly the smaller electronics. Till TV, you have the brown goods and they are named because TV earlier used to come in that brown wooden frames. पुराने वाले TVs याद है? तो इसीलिए उनको
Yes,
brown
ma'am.
goods
Yes,
बोल
ma'am.
दिया. White goods इसलिए कि जो बाकी के goods है ना, refrigerators and the big items, washing machines, etc. ये लोग usually white color में आते हैं. So white goods. ऐसा तो इसीलिए
Okay.
there's this, but both of them are consumerables. वैसा है consumer goods.
Yes, ma'am.
So वैसा है.
So I don't know whether it would give me a positive or negative for the same. But yeah, I did told that.
Okay.
Now the next question was name one cricketer from Haryana. Now this thing I indeed Haryana was something which I lacked in. I didn't know about the name of the cricketer from Haryana. So I was just remembering, and then the person said, "Okay, where does a I even forgot the cricketer name." He asked me, like he said, "Okay, where does this cricketer belong from?" And I was like, "I don't know about this, sir. I don't know." And I said, I don't know as I'm not inclined towards cricket. My profile nowhere cricket is mentioned, as you can see. So they said,
But
okay, no
somebody
worries.
news क्योंकि अगर वो पूछ रहे हैं कि हरियाणा is actually famous for sports people. So I think the reason
Yes,
they
ma'am.
asked you is क्योंकि हरियाणा से ही सारे sports people आ रहे हैं. Right?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, but the thing was, I recently shifted, so Haryana was something which
क्या
I
कि उनको
didn't
नहीं
know
पता है
about.
ना. That is the
Yeah,
thing.
but I didn't expected that, but obviously it happened so.
क्योंकि हरियाणा किस चीज के लिए फेमस है? स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन, किसानों का ये जो भी रहता है वो, बट मोस्टली स्पोर्ट्स पीपल सारे वहीं से आ रहे हैं हमारे यहाँ पे. इट्स अ
Yes,
काइंड ऑफ अ
ma'am.
स्पोर्ट्स डेस्टिनेशन और उन्होंने काफी काम भी किया है स्पोर्ट्स पे. सो व्हेनेवर यू गो नेक्स्ट, इफ एनीबॉडी इज फ्रॉम हरियाणा यार, व्हेनेवर यू गो नेक्स्ट तो देख लो कि स्पोर्ट्स में क्या-क्या डेवलपमेंट्स में हरियाणा, बिकॉज़ हरियाणा गवर्नमेंट बहुत सपोर्ट करती है. रेसलर्स,
Yes, ma'am.
बॉक्सर्स, ये सब के सब, I think even the movie that was made on the Fogart sisters, ये लोग भी शायद वहीं से
uh
हैं,
yes, but the
right?
cricketer thing was
हाँ,
yes.
क्रिकेट के भी बहुत सारे लोगों के मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है इन पर्टिकुलर, आई कांट पॉइंट आउट, बट हाँ होंगे, वहां से बहुत सारे होंगे।
होंगे मैम, बिल्कुल होंगे।
हम्म।
I don't remember that, but the thing was that I didn't remember. Then they
Okay.
asked me, so Manan, you are from economics, tell us about demand and supply. I said that demand and supply are used to fix the prices, and I said that let's explain this via a current affair, and I took the example of Saudi Arabia, the crude oil thing which is happening.
Okay.
And they were like, okay, you know about current affairs, now we know that. And they smiled after this, like when I started that let's understand this via current
You
affairs, and I
actually
pointed out
did
towards.
a good thing here. You didn't use that farmer bill wala thing, ki farmer ye wala blah blah blah. So actually, because crude oil supplies wala demand supply hai, so that's a very good point. That's a brownie point that you want.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Hmm.
So then they asked me, okay, so you must be knowing about the Myanmar thing, and name the Democrat leader there.
Sorry,
And I
which
said
one?
the name is
Can you come again?
um,
What was that?
the Myanmar thing which happened now.
Huh, okay. Hmm.
Yeah, so they asked me name the Democrat leader which was there.
Okay.
So I said the name was Aung San Suu Kyi. I
Huh.
might not be pronouncing that right, but the name
Aung
was
San, so her
that.
name is Aung San Suu Kyi. It's not Ki, it's Chi. Aung
Yeah,
San
so
Suu Kyi.
yeah, so I said, yeah, but actually the pronunciation was quite wrong for the same thing. And Sang Sui Kui, I said, but obviously my
Sui
pronunciation
Kui.
was wrong. And I said that
Okay.
I said that I might not be pronouncing that right. And they said, okay, that's fine. Now they said me, okay, so can, the next question was, just give me a second. Yeah, so they asked me, tell me about four P's of four. You are a marketing student, tell me about four P's. So I
Are you
pointed
a
out there
marketing
are not.
student?
Yes, I have my one of my majors is sale, advertising, and promotion.
Okay, okay. So 4 P's of
So
marketing.
yes,
That is
so then
expected.
they
Hmm.
yeah, so that was totally expected, and I said that to be truthful, there are not four P's, there are seven P's of marketing, and if you want, I can name them all.
Okay.
And I was quite confident with that, and they said okay, then name it, and I named five, and then stopped for a second. I said just give me a second, I'm remembering the other two themselves. So they said no worries, the five is quite a fine number. So they said no worries. Now next question was sell me this toffee. So they showed me a toffee. Just for a second, the toffee came on the picture, like the toffee was just picked up and it was like this and vanished.
Okay.
I wasn't able to see the name of the toffee, what was the brand name of the toffee, or rather what the thing was. But just the thing which I was able to recognize was the color of the toffee. It was red in color. And I said that to start with, Indian market right now has become a dietary concerned market. So why not say that this toffee is a toffee which has sugar levels real less, so the dietary market will go mad for this. So they said, okay. I said the next thing which I can point out was like the toffee was just for a second, and I saw that it was red in color probably. So that might be a flavored toffee, a strawberry flavored toffee. So the flavored toffee is obviously at a bigger cost price than as compared to the normal toffee. So they said, okay. And then I said that last but not the least, Indian market is a growing market, and we have a population of 1 billion crores, and we are still growing. And a huge population of us are children. So this is one of the major consumables of children. So I believe that this would, if we sell that, if we show in our advertisement children going for this toffee, the people would definitely appraise it. So that was my pitch. And they said, okay, that's fine, Manan. And the next question they asked me was like, the next
Manan,
question was,
I'll
show me
stop
any
you
three.
here. So you already knew, because for the marketing majors, if somebody has marketing in their CV, want to go into sales and something like that. So this is a quite an expected question. Everybody knows kuch na kuch to they'll ask you to sell. So were you expecting this
Yes, ma'am.
kind of question, or it came as a bolt out of blue?
Yeah. So actually, I had expected this question. I know what I would be doing, but instead I didn't did what I had thought of doing it. Actually, what I had thought, like I would say that there are seven P's of marketing. So let's start with the first P, which is the product. So talking about the product, the things are like this,
But
and
why
then
do
the
you want
next
to go about like that? I mean, you can have, so it's like more like a guesstimate that this is the population. If I would want to go for a market, because they asked you to sell the toffee to them, right? So
Yes,
why
ma'am.
not ask the consumers that before I'm asked to sell you something, I need to do a consumer survey. So ask about your consumers and then go about, because this is what you listed me out. So maybe these are the things that I'm going to put in the toffee and then sell it to you, because obviously you have to sell what they require. So I expect that is how it should have been answered.
Yes.
So,
Actually,
hmm,
as I told that few things didn't went well, but
hmm,
this was something which I thought that went moderately because I thought about the dietary concerns actually they didn't sell that. They said sell this toffee, and they didn't said sell it to us or either the market.
okay.
So actually that could have been taken as a flaw, which they said, and I took that flaw. That obviously they are saying about the market, and let's take it to the
So,
market
but
then.
I think next time onwards you can ask them. That's a like, who are my consumers? Because it's more like the
Yes.
guesstimate questions. If you ask more questions, तेरा strategy और अच्छे से आएगा. First thing. Second thing, it reflects that you're thinking. Third thing, वो थोड़ा सोचने के लिए time दे देता है.
Yes, ma'am, वो भी है.
कि उनसे सवाल
Actually,
पूछ
मैं
लो
सो
तो उनको जब तक जवाब देने में टाइम लगेगा तो
hmm.
हम थोड़ा सोच सकते हैं. Anyways, so what was the next question?
So the next question was, show me any three extracurricular and co-curricular certificates you have.
Okay.
And I showed that first of them being I'm a subject topper of the sales in my first semester itself. So
Hmm.
that is good at the co-curricular front. And then I said that I am a person who believes in social service. So I have been doing NSS for 2 years right now and currently pursuing it. So my third year would be completed this year itself. And then I said that my English is quite on a good side. So I recently there was an English vocabulary quiz in which I got 95% marks. And I also told them that I have got around 100% in a national level yoga quiz and 80% marks in an international level yoga quiz. So
Okay.
they said, okay,
Do
that's
you
fine.
practice
You can
yoga?
log out now.
Do you do practice yoga? How is it?
Yeah, actually, it was quite a few time back. So I used to practice this when the lockdown started. I was quite inclined, but then prep and everything came into picture. So I was not that much. Right now, I'm not that much aware of the same thing. But yes, I did practice it a long time back. So I didn't thought that if new questions would be asked, like I wanted to them to be related to English or either sales or something like that, not related to yoga, because I have left it around 6 months or so back. So this was all, and they said, okay, that is quite fine. You can log out now. And I said, thank you, ma'am and sir, and I just logged out from
So
the
did they
same.
ask you if you had any questions, wanted to ask them anything?
No, this wasn't asked. Like, do you have any questions or thing like that? Wasn't asked to me.
Okay. So how would you rate on a difficulty level IMT versus IIM Rohtak
So if talking about me, like
on a scale of 10?
for
Yeah.
like I can't say the difficulty level for me. Like the thing was your nervousness shows the whole thing. Like in the IMT, the first few minutes of the thing, like when the person said that you are not feeling the heat, the interview was pre-decided that he wants to take me in, and the questions were like, okay, I want this person in my institute, and they were just asking simple questions.
Okay.
And the IIM Rohtak interview, probably they saw my fear on my face because I was quite feared about IIM Rohtak. Was a big thing for me. For me, I'm for as I've got calls from Imd Gurgaon, IIM Shillong, and things like that. For me, IMT was like, okay, this is just IMT. I have better options like IMD and IIM Shillong. I have in my hand MD and IIM Shillong and Cap
Mm-hmm.
Round and other IIMs I have in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
So, but for IIM Rohtak, it was a big thing for me because it's an IIM, and getting into IIM is a good thing.
Okay.
So,
So I
so
have
I
a
was quite
query
nervous
here for
for
you.
saying,
So whenever you had to say, so there might have been times when you had to say that you didn't know the answer of something. So
yes, ma'am.
was it because you didn't want to give it a try at all? Or was it you thought that, being honest is the best thing here because if I go further, I'll screw it up?
So the first thing was like I pointed out the brown goods thing, and one of the first question was what are brown goods, and I said I don't, ma'am, sorry, ma'am, I don't know about this. And the next question was what are white goods. Now the second question was obviously related to the first question, what are brown goods and what are white goods, and I said that sure, sir, actually, I don't know about the thing, but I would like to take a guess for the same. Now, this I did because they wanted me to take a guess. That's why they asked me a second question related to it.
Okay. Okay.
Probably my thought process was like this because they are asking it again. So they want me to take a guess for the same thing.
So when you actually went in for the interviews, did you have this thing in mind that, there might be things I've prepared so well, but there might be things when I wouldn't know a thing. So what would I do then? Was that thought behind there, and how do I prepare for it? Because see, when we prepare for questions. We don't prepare for the eventuality when we might not be knowing something. So you must have something at the back of your head कि अगर ऐसा कुछ आता है तो this is what I'm going to say and I'm sure about it that this is where I'm going to remain firm. So did you have any such
Uh,
strategy?
to be truthful, in IMT, I didn't have any such strategy for the same. But in IIM Rohtak, in my mind, I had that if I don't know any question, I would be truthful for I don't know about the thing, and that is the thing. Probably this attitude came into my picture because I saw that in IIM Rohtak mock PI itself. So this was the thing that a person didn't answer three questions in the interview itself, and he said, "Sorry, sir, I don't know about this," and the at the end there was a review panelist given review for the same person. So the person, when the person inquired, like, I didn't answer the three questions, was it good or was it bad? So they said, we are taking you in as a fresher, like obviously the age is maybe 20 years or 21 years, so we don't expect you to answer all the questions. You might not be knowing about a few things and you are here to learn. So the thing which we are checking is whether you are comfortable in answering the questions, you are comfortable in talking, and you have that learning thing in mind. Like I didn't, when the person said me that you are wrong about this. So I said, sorry ma'am, I didn't know about this, and I took a guess. And then the female tutor said, no, that is not it. And I said, okay ma'am, can you please explain it to me? So that showed that I have a learning attitude. I want to learn what the thing is if I missed it.
Okay. So were
So
you
then she
smiling
even
like
told
this
me,
during your interviews, both your interviews, or were you somber?
yes,
You were
yes,
smiling like
and
this?
both of yeah, in both of my interviews, I smiled like this because I believe that might show the confidence and thing like that. Like I am confident, and smile obviously gives a lot about tells a lot about a person whether he is confident or not. So
Okay.
the smile was quite low at a few questions, like the brown words. The smile went like I don't know, and the smile went away.
Okay. So for the smart cities question, I'm really concerned because if you don't know something, so you could have asked them for a change of topic. Like if I would have been in your place and if I would have gone blank, so either I wouldn't have told them, or if I would have actually if I couldn't recall anything, I would have asked them for a more generic topic. I don't think there's a problem in that. Uh,
Actually, I didn't thought of it like I saw it on a mock pair itself, and the person who said to change the topic was given a few negative points. So for
why?
me, it was like I will
Because
get negative points.
why? Because there is nothing. See, you might, as you yourself said, I might not be remembering, and that was smart cities came a long, long back ago.
Yes, ma'am. So,
So
but
okay. No, I'm
but
I'm I'm
what
happy
could be
you gave
done?
it a try, but I just feel in some instances where you actually are completely like taken aback, then maybe requesting for something which is more palatable to your taste. For example, abstract topics are always palatable. If it was something mental health versus physical health, that would have been a more go-to thing where you can really score well. So, of course, that's a dicey thing. It can go either ways. The next topic might be even more difficult. So that might happen.
Yes, the thing was like that. So
Okay.
yeah, but actually, to be truthful, the interview was quite of a dicey for me. The IIM Rohtak interview was not that good, and as you can see, not that good. It was just a moderate one.
So how do you
So
ascribe that to your fear of the interview vis-a-vis your preparation?
yeah, so preparation. To be truthful, the preparation was quite good. The thing was the fear which they saw in me at this. Actually, the thing is decided at the start of the interview. This thing I have seen. I have given around three interviews for IIM Kolkata, IMT, and this one. I'm Rohtak, but I have seen this one thing that if the start of the interviews goes well, the whole interview is in your hands. But if the start is
Okay.
quite at a low pace, then you might have missed a
So
chance
how
to
do you
do
take
that
the
well.
start of the interview in your direction? How do you do that?
like showing the confidence is one of the major things. Like which I just gave three interviews, real interviews, and this thing which I got to know was this is my own learning, and I'm just sharing it up. I don't know whether it is a right learning or not, but obviously this one thing which I learned from my experiences is this, that
So, but
you
the reason you faltered or you felt that you weren't confident enough, if I would like to put it, for the IIM Rohtak was because it was a very high stakes thing. So, how do you maintain that calm and composure for the high stakes thing? Because see,
yeah.
obviously,
So
for the other interviews, you were like, okay, may I don't really care, kind of, because I have got better IIM calls, right? That was the attitude
yes.
that kept you cool. So, how do you maintain your calm and composure for very high stake things? Because that is where it matters the most.
Yes, so probably I would be from the next time. I've thought like to give every interview like it is one of the best calls, and thought that every interview is good one. Every interview is best call, and you have to perform at its best. Be cool for the same thing.
Hmm.
Like it's not a we have better calls. Like we every time the God has better ways, as it is told. And God has better ways for you. If
Okay.
you don't get one thing, you will get another. So I will think from the next time like that and be cool on the next interview which I have.
Okay, so I had one last query for you. So did the mock PIs help you in any way? Did it bring down the hesitation? How exactly was it for you? Did it
So
help?
the mock PA is obviously helped. The two questions I first of all told that the two questions were from the mock PA itself. That
Mhm.
economist's name was from the mock PA itself. The management related to it are from the mock PA itself. So these two things were from the mock PA, and I also have other interviews. Like seeing interviews also helped me quite a lot. If actually the provide goods and brown goods, I might have been knowing if I had seen that mock interview which you pointed out to.
So
So
it was
that thing which I
actually
missed.
one of those real interview experiences. I think if I'll have the link, I'll forward it to you because the questions keep on rotating. If it's for the economics graduates, it helps to know what was asked in the other, PIs because
Yes, ma'am.
the questions are more or less the same. They're not very different. You saw it in yourself, right? So that's what
Yes,
I would
ma'am.
like to point out. With that, do you have anything, any query, any concern for me before we part?
Uh, do you like? Do you think which and how many good chances are there to being selected?
In either of them or only the latter one of them?
Yeah. So tell both about like for IMT how many chances are there, and for the IIM Rohtak thing both.
Okay. So for IMT and IIM Rohtak, I think for both of them, your answers were really good. You have knowledge of the subject and you are improvising yourself. So that part is good. Uh, for the other thing, the current affairs part is good. You nailed it. So IMT looks quite good to me. But what I'm actually having heard the interviews of others, IMT has been very cordial with most of the students. So it's really difficult to point out what exactly they are looking at, right? I am Rohtak. I feel the pitch part could have been done better. Brown goods and white goods, since you come from an economics background, you are supposed to know that. It's a very basic question, but nonetheless,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
okay. And other than that, I think it went fairly well. But if the pitching thing would have been made more interesting, you could have had more airtime with them. So what it helps out is it really see out of so many candidates, how well are you able to stick into the mind of the interview? कि यार इसको लेना है. When you talk
Yes,
about the
ma'am.
learning attitude, तो सामने वाले से सवाल पूछते रहो. Make it a conversation, right? So
Yes,
that
ma'am.
that helps. But I'm really glad that since the time I saw you for the first time in an interview till abhi tak, you've improvised a lot. And most importantly, what you told me, अभी बहुत अच्छी calls बाकी हैं. तो जो तूने किया वो बहुत अच्छा है. With each interview, you learn a lot more things. So by the time तू अपना second last या last interview दे रहा होगा, you will be nailing it. बट करंट अफेयर्स को थोड़ा ध्यान रख ले. थोड़ा अपने इकोनॉमिक्स की जो बेसिक क्वेश्चंस है पुराने सालों में क्या क्या पूछा है, द बेस्ट वे टू प्रिपेयर देम इज और किस किस से क्या क्या पूछा है, पुराने सालों में क्या पूछा है, इकोनॉमिक्स अगर तेरा बैकग्राउंड या मार्केटिंग मेजर है जो कॉमन क्वेरीज हैं, गेट देम वेल प्रिपेयर ताकि ये चीजें हमें स्टम्प नहीं करें.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. बाद बाकी आई थिंक यू जस्ट डिड एवरीथिंग वंडरफुली. आई एम रोहतक लुक्स मोर लाइकली देन आई एम टी गाजियाबाद.
Okay.
ठीक है. चलो.
ठीक
So
है, ma'am.
with that,
Okay,
all
bro.
the best and parting the thing to the viewers is that, yeah, I hope this entire interview experience by Manan helped you out. It's very important. Questions तो important होते ही हैं. The best way to prepare for interviews is knowing कि और क्या questions क्या पूछे गए हैं, so that you can prepare it along with. तो वहाँ पे कम surprises होते हैं. But more important is the attitude or the mindset that you keep before you go into any interview. हर interview important होता है और कोई भी चीज मेक और ब्रेक नहीं होती है. सो व्हाट मनन वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट कि शक्ल पे फियर नहीं दिखना चाहिए is that will happen when you give a lot of mocks. You'll become comfortable with yourself. So my advice is give a lots and lots of mocks. वो सारी hesitation खत्म कर देता है. दूसरा, it exposes to you a number of questions. You're already grilled. Third thing, ग्रुप इंटरव्यूज प्रेफर करो क्योंकि दूसरे लोगों को जो सवाल पूछे जाते हैं वो भी पता चलता है और जवाब कैसे देना है वो भी पता चलता है. सो विद दैट I'll end the session here and I hope it was helpful to everyone. So Manan, we have a thing here which we always do with Rushi. So let's crack it at the count of 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So 1, 2, and 3. Let's crack it.
Let's crack it.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.